Now, once again, what is Sync Esports versus WOP Dash here in now this two-game series. So this was a match that was supposed to take place yesterday due to some players not being able to make it. However, on both sides, I'm pretty sure even it ended up being rescheduled here to today. So here we are with it today, and honestly, this kind of even works out a little bit better. Like I was talking about, there's another series, Polymorph versus Druids, going on right now. Frankly, that series just really doesn't have anything on the line, other than just simply playing, for maybe a little bit of money for the individual games. But the seedings for those teams have already been determined. Druids will be in the top 6. On the other side of it, Polymorph, unfortunately, they will not qualify no matter how they do there. So, sure, it'll be a good series, but this one, at least there is a little bit of something on the line, a little bit more even. WOP Dash, they're playing in a sense for, well, their tournament lives. They need a 2-0 here especially would be really nice, would in fact guarantee it, but even a 1 win here against Sync would make things really interesting, as we were talking about earlier. Potentially could even set it up to be a 4-way tie for what would be really the final 3 spots there. So, kind of interesting how that could all play out. We'll see if WOP Dash is up for the challenge or not. So, I am joined by Shorkon here once again as my co-caster. So, welcome back, Shorkon. You think WOP Dash has a shot here to even take a game, or what are your chances you're giving them?
I think they definitely do, actually, because, well, at least 1 game. 2 games, I think it's going to be very difficult, seeing as Sync is Sync. Of course, Sync is playing with Ringer right now. Volca playing for Mikke at the moment. And the reason I say that is because WOP Dash went 1-1 versus Evil Corporation, went 1-1 versus, well, Reason Gaming. Never mind. Never mind. No, but they started off. Wait. I was gonna say something. Yeah, Evil Corporation, they went 1-1, and versus Druids they went 1-1. So they definitely have the potential.
Yeah, and they beat BMG 2-0.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking for. That's the one I was looking for.
Got it.
My bad. My bad.
Yeah, and that was last weekend for these guys. So yeah, this is just one of these teams that's kind of like they've been there for a little bit. They've been through different rosters and players. I mean, they even had a name Mystery Gang in the past. Like, they've been kind of all over the place, frankly. But this is a team that they've been here with the Deadeye Bounty League with, and yeah, as you pointed out, the results actually have been fairly decent. So we know that the potential's there. Whether or not it comes together is that different story. And not having Mikke, sure that may hurt Sync, but at the same time, Volca, this guy, we've seen him several times now. He actually is a pretty good player. I didn't know anything about him before this tournament, but seems like he stepped in pretty. Do you know anything about it? Like, have you played with him in the past, or?
Yeah, he's been in my team before.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a really fun guy.
Okay,
he's French.
cool.
He's awesome. He's a really cool guy. I think he's really good as well. But usually his role is carry. But I mean, he can definitely play more than just carry right now. But I would like to note, you're mentioning WOP Dash, that it was, Mystery Gang. But I think what happened was Cannon Dwarf, Gistman, those guys, they gave their group or their clan or their team, whatever it's called, they gave it to Cookies, because Cookies was on the roster of Mystery Gang. But all these other players, the MJ95, that's Drogon. Mbapingu, we know him from, so many different team names. Leroy.
Yeah. Okay.
He's the guy also named Leroy. Tussie. Like, these guys were on so many different teams together. I don't even know where to begin.
Okay.
That was like season 2, season 3. They've just been playing together for a really long time. Like, Drogon and Mbapingu have been playing together for a really, really long time. But then they ditch each other to join different teams, and then in the end they realize they want to play together again. And Tussie is just a good fit with it. And I think Minarak, I'm guessing that's the Forgotten One.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely a name we've seen before. Definitely. So
yeah.
Perhaps just on an alt for whatever reason, but. Okay, yeah, that is interesting to hear, though. Definitely some good insight right there in terms of, so it's not like they kind of just have been a team that, maybe we've kind of been under the shadows in a sense, and maybe in that gold division cusp, if anything, for the longest time. But, here they are, maybe making a little bit more of a splash as of late. And, hey, getting a top 6 in an event like this, that's impressive in itself. So, they're looking forward to that. It is going to be a challenge, though. That's the ultimate thing here, is going against Sync. With or without Mickey, I mean, it's no doubt it's going to be tough no matter what. So, all right, we got a draft now to talk about. Plenty already happening here. What were the initial bans? It was
Yeah.
Parasitophilia, Gladiator, Warby. So, Zlap
The Gladiator,
did
yeah,
some
for Cookies.
research. Cookies
Cookies
there?
plays
Okay.
that so well. Cookies plays it in the woods.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought Pexu was the only one that did that.
I don't know, but Cookies has definitely mastered it. It's absolutely ridiculous what he does with that hero.
Okay.
Like, he just ganks mid constantly, and you can't see it because it's from fog. It has such a long range on Pitfall.
It's ridiculous, yeah. Good Gladiator players are impressive to watch for sure. So, okay, they go Midas into Magmus, Monarch into Bubbles, and then Lord South Forest coming out into Sand Wraith. You have the next tier of bands: Vindicator, Oogie, Andromeda, Dark Lady, Engineer, and Slither. And then Tundra, fourth pick there. Now, Slither's interesting because I did look back at some of the matches last week, and I noticed Sync actually ran a little bit of Slither last weekend in success.
Yeah.
So, interesting.
It's
seeing
really
that
strong.
game, though.
The fact that other teams have not been picking it up, I mean, Slither got an amazing buff
Yeah.
to the Toxin Wards. Every single auto attack refreshes 1 second of all the other abilities. So the moment you get a Spell Sunder on Slither and the enemy team tries to fight into your 10 wards or something, you attack someone once, and immediately they have 18 seconds of toxicity on them with Spell Sunder damage
It's absurd.
for
yeah.
those for that time. Poison Spray, same idea. Poison Burst, exact same idea. It is ridiculous. You can do so much damage, and although Sync has not been running it in like I've been thinking of ideas with Slither, like how teams can be running it for just it's just speculating theories, blah blah blah. And what I've been thinking of is Slither is the perfect base defender. Nobody can push uphill. You
The
pretty much
wards.
secure late game.
Yeah.
If you grab like a really late game carry, like I don't know, like let's say you pick up Kronos as a main carry. Kronos can beat any other carry just simply because he's got the 6-second disable. Can't do anything, or is it 5 seconds? I think it's 5 seconds. Yeah, 5-second disable. If he gets the damage, he's able to do stuff with it. And Slither can just defend base for that long.
Interesting. Yeah, no, that's. I would actually be intrigued to kind of see the hero play by them. Like I said, I saw the games, the stats, and everything after the fact, but it'd be fun to see. And yeah, that was one of those changes. Obviously, a lot has happened with these big balance patches, and I do think Slither was a little undertalked, underrated even with those changes. Because yeah, in theory, it does seem like that they were pretty powerful. Just not a hero we see really ever. But I also wonder what Draconis maybe entering the scene again and how he works now with the amplifying dots and everything. That could be interesting synergy there.
He's a jungler. No.
Yeah. Draconis is, yeah. It's I actually enjoy playing the new Draconis, so.
Yeah, it is fun, but they did tone him down a bit. I'm gonna say tone him down instead of nerf.
Okay.
Because it was pretty ridiculous how much damage he could do with and how little damage people could do to him.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest thing. It's so frustrating to deal with him on the volcano or the towers. Okay, enough about that though. What did we finish with? It was we had
Tempest and
Tundra was over there too.
Yeah, Tundra Empath for support Empath.
Okay.
For WOP.
All right, so yeah, final pick Tempest. He's not the most honestly, we do not see a lot of Tempest nowadays. This event, there hasn't been a lot of appearances of Tempest, so.
I think the main reason for that is just simply ever since the change happened that hero kills are worth so much more. It suggests, let's go train early on and get those hero kills. Having a passive jungler, I guess you could call Tempest a passive jungler, right?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
I mean, yeah, he just sits there and farms. He does not have the same ganking potential as like a Parasite or a Deadlift even. And, he doesn't farm just as quickly as a Sulfuras, who could end up taking over a game by just being so incredibly annoying.
Yeah.
Whereas, Tempest, he has this way of securing late game. But even then, it's unreliable because you have one bad jump or you get picked off one bad time on Tempest, then the game is still lost. I think it takes a really, really high skill team to pull off Tempest really well. And I'm not saying the teams don't have that skill. I'm just saying it's much easier to run other strats.
That's fair, yeah. It's like, why put yourself through that if you could just run a simpler, easier strat, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
WOP Dash going to give it a shot here. Again, looking for a big victory against Sync Esports, and we'll see how they perform in game number 1 to do that. Now, we do see Midas.
He did just use his escape, so
Yeah. He's
6
probably
seconds
dead.
left. He is for sure dead.
Well, on the wrong side. It doesn't matter.
For Sadler.
All right. So that was him. I mean, that was all because he wanted to place a sport of sight here, which he does, but costing himself the bloodlust, obviously not worth it in that sense. So, we need to.
Okay, turns out I'm wrong. MJ95 is Qzane, and Minarak is Drogon. I was mistaken.
Okay. There we go. Now we know. I really wish players would just play like on their main accounts. For these tournaments here, make it a little easier. Switching it up constantly. No, but Imapingu getting that bloodlust kill, that really just even adds insult to injury even more. And he's going to have a fantastic time up here. In fact, Magnus is still sitting up here. Obviously, Midas knows that he's probably up here still. And this also comes down to where they didn't want a suicide. They figured there's no point. That bottom lane down there is just going to have a good time anyways.
Although, to be honest, with a mage main carry, I mean, it's really annoying to play against with him just blinking on top of you every single damn time. Yeah. But, I mean, Monarch is not the best boxer. By any means. So, you know, this is one of those games where I think Mint or even BMG would pick up something like a Swiftblade or a Grinix. But since WOP has Magnus, yeah, Magnus won't be able to do much versus a mage main. In lane.
Yeah, well, if you're not going to be useful down there, again, at least hopefully get a kill early on, and they did. They got that bloodlust, and thanks to Magnus, really. If he wasn't there, they probably wouldn't have got that, honestly. So that's good that he happened to be there getting that kill, but, you know, how do they really go from this is another question. They're going to do just a simple pull right here on only a single set of jungle creeps, but Midas kind of falling into the same boat. So a little middle lane. Wow, they're both really low here.
Yeah. And he just got his bottle picked up on Bubbles, so he might actually want to go for something. But Midas is going to the top rune, so well played from Volka.
Yeah, he's
taking it right in front of him.
Yep.
But, you know, Zibe has to be a bit careful. Magnus is moving over with boots.
Yeah, he's going to pretty much hug the tower. He knows even Bubbles alone at this point could definitely pick up a kill if he's not careful. So, going to just give himself some simple regen here. With the health pot and the mana pot, and go back to farming as much as he can, but Bubbles definitely having a solid advantage here. I'm sure his creep farm is definitely better. Yeah. 11-4 versus a 3-2 Tundra currently, so it's a little bit of a struggle here early on. Probably understandable, though.
Yeah, but I think at this point, when he has the bottle like he does, all he needs to do is secure a rune, or even just go back to base, because I think the best thing for him to do is sit back and use piercing shards. And then maybe even block a camp using the bird, the Tundra bird. That's what we saw. Yeah, he hasn't been using it at all.
Yeah.
But that's what we saw, what's it called doing? Reason Gaming? I was watching the game when they picked Tundra.
Oh, yesterday, yeah.
Not yesterday. Or was it? I don't know.
I think we saw Tundra yesterday. But Magnus, by the way, he is going to die. It's kind of funny. We say it's understandable he's not going to the bottom lane, yet he finally does come down here, and sure enough, he gets killed as he's still level 1. So,
yeah. He needs to get level somewhere, and I don't know if it's the best idea for him to sit with Tempest, for example, but, I mean, to be honest, it's not the worst idea. Once Tempest reaches level 6, there's no reason for him to get that much XP anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, Magnus could just kind of tag along or even be the one pulling instead. Because also, Empath does not need levels that badly as, let's say, an Engineer or a Prophet, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, getting level 6, important, sure, but yeah, just the wall alone and the Essence Link, pretty powerful. And then once you get to level 6, kind of almost just good to go, really. That's that big mark.
We do see Sulfuris on his lap, though. Just doing the farming thing. He is securing every bottom rune. So I would really like to see the Hellborn team make a point of it to secure the top rune, but at the moment we just see Minarak or Drogon just pulling the wave, getting some experience that way, and Tempest is just happy to farm. He did choose to go for the bottle chalice, so I don't think we're going to be seeing a mana ring from him this game.
Interesting. Okay. I thought if you go the Chalice especially, usually you take advantage of the Meteor build and kind of farm effectively with the 3 camps there, but he doesn't have Meteor here, so.
I think both builds are fine. I just really like the classic Mana Ring build on Tempest though, because with heroes like Sandwraith who quickly run out of mana, you're gonna want a way to regen that mana. Even just, you know, pop into the lane, give him some mana. Same thing with Magnus. And I mean, it can't even help Bubbles either.
True. Yeah, it's definitely, of course, the state of the obvious here, but it's more of that team item rather than a little more greed, which is the Blood Chalice style. So.
Yeah. But yeah, the Blood Chalice also opens up the possibility of going an Astrolabe, which will allow them to take early engagements.
Yeah. True that. Probably see that next.
Yeah. Although I'm not sure about that idea though when facing a Lord Sulfuras. Because stopping that heal, it's going to secure a kill for Sync every fight.
So you think maybe just getting a portal key instead, or?
Well, I mean, they've set this out right now to kind of go into the late game, because Cookies really isn't getting much, so he needs time to recover, and getting an early team fight with a level 2 Magnus is not a great idea.
Yeah. Okay. Well, keep an eye on Tempest there.
I think their focus should really be on ganking this game with the Sandwraith ulti, and try and set up kills that way, because they do have Bubbles, who's level 6 now, so killing a Mage Bane is not out of the question.
Yeah, they do have that empath. Now, again, granted, she's only level 3, so until she's level 6, you won't be able to really take advantage of that synergy of Sandwraith. But that is going to be there once she does hit that mark. So, but Sandwraith, speaking of it, Mimipingu right now is not really concerned about setting up kills just yet. You know, sitting on 2,600 gold. Working towards that Mock of Brilliance, of course. So you got Midas, meanwhile. He's trying to leech some experience the best he can. Sitting here with that Invisor, and he did a good job of covering there. And trying to at least hit level 3, but even with the City Invis, they're just denying so well. It's preventing him from actually hitting that level 3 mark. So, yeah, both these suicides are struggling in that sense of levels.
Magnus did just pick up the Striders, though, and, I mean, it's perfect this game. I really think there's no reason for him to go Steam Boots or anything, because all he needs to get is that portal key. Yeah. And then they can go from there. He's doing a great job of getting last hits, though, versus his Mage Bane. I feel like Mage Bane is playing it correctly, though, because he needs to be a bit careful for, you know, Bubbles porting down there, or potentially even getting a lucky rune, and then once Mage Bane dies, then the Cleaver will just be that much later.
Yeah, just make sure, be greedy in that sense. Just really make sure that you get your own farm. Don't try to be over the top, set up kills or whatnot. So,
yeah,
Hacks are in plenty of experience playing the Mage Bane, of course, and very comfortable with it. So yeah, sitting on 400 gold per minute, that is. Doing very well here.
Magnus getting the bottom rune. Nice for him to pick it up versus the Sulfuras, because the whole thing with Sulfuras is that he needs runes to keep farming in the woods, because early on he just loses so much life to the camps that he needs some way to, you know, regen. And okay, gank incoming on Tundra.
Yeah, not the best though. They really try to reach for that. Sandwraith ported in very early right there when the teammates were not close enough. So he was hoping that they could somehow close that gap quickly, but wasn't going to happen. So unfortunately, not the best use of Mirage right there early in this game. And he'll go back to the top and continue to farm. So, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world to not get a kill with that Mirage at least. But obviously, you know, every time you use that cooldown, especially early on, you ideally want that kill for the assist purpose, really enhance Sandwraith's farm that much more. So we'll have to wait now before using that again. So,
and
they're going middle. Bubbles. There you go.
All right. Yeah, Tundra ulti. Great way to set things up. Even level 1, it's 3 seconds stun.
Wow, I thought it was 2 seconds. Yeah, 3 seconds. Jeez.
Yeah, it's 3, 4, 5, isn't it?
Yep. Well, no, 3.5.
No, 3. Sorry, 5 seconds stun on. Tundra ulti seems a bit ridiculous.
Only 4 seconds.
Top lane needs to be a bit careful. I mean, they don't have the Astrolabe yet on Tempest, and they're going for quite a greedy play.
Sulfuras, he's feeling pretty comfortable. Zapdos have very good farm early on. And it is going to scare them off. So, yeah, this early tower push is easily held off by Sync. this early on in the game. So not the best news for WOP Dash either. You know, when you have that Tempest especially, you like to rotate into that top lane and get that early tower push. Six making it clear they're not going to let them be the traditional Tempest play here. And letting that happen. So, oh, Magnus, he's going to stun in, actually. Cookies did not expect these team supports here to be here, though. And he's going to try his best to juke, but it's just not going to happen. So, that was, he had the right idea with stealing the room, but he just simply did not expect those others to be there.
Yeah.
He gets picked.
But look at Sync right now. They're just like, okay, they can't fight us. They have a Sandwraith without an ultimate, so let's just rampage in their woods.
Yeah.
Tundra has his ultimate up. He's looking for a kill. Magnus just felt the brunt of it. Tussie is doing a great job of farming mid, but yeah, just look at Sync. They're going into the woods, clearing some stacks. I mean, they're even giving space for Volca to recover in the top lane.
Yeah. Allowing him to now be level 5, and I don't know if they're going for a minute, but... Oh, he's going to run
Bubbles.
up into them. No. No. Okay, Sandwraith's going to spot them first, though. And Bubbles will launch the Kelpfield. Sandwraith ports in. He takes it on dying right away. You see Monarch actually using that Cleansing Winds off the map. Big stun from Magnus. Oh, the Elemental Void. And it all comes together here in favor of WOP Dash. Tundra will go down. Minus at the last second, trying to throw out a transmute. He got it off, but it was just too late, and it comes at a cost. Wow, a 4 for nothing for WOP Dash, and that completely swings the pendulum here.
Talking about how, you know, their being so active works out when they don't have Sandwraith ulti.
Yeah. And then he had it. You know, it's amazing how close that was to being completely different. Like, if Bubbles just 1 or 2 seconds later from Sandwraith, Bubbles would have ran into that trap, and he's dead.
Yeah, for sure. Tundra ultimate, Sulfuras ultimate, Sulfuras Q, and that's a dead Bubbles.
Yeah.
But Sync is adamant about defending this tower.
They really are. You're right.
They're like, we're not letting this tower drop. It just means that much of a quicker mock for Sandwraith. And talking about Sandwraith, he's doing an absolutely fantastic job. He's looking to get maybe even a 14-minute mock of brilliance, and that's a really good time. I mean, he did get first blood to help him out in that regard, but
yeah,
to say the least, he's gonna get it soon.
Yeah, he went 1-0-3 in that fight alone, so his GPM really jumped up after that, and yeah, being top without even having the mock, as you mentioned there, that's huge. Magebane, can't forget about him though. Of course, Haxer, he does have the Rune Cleaver basically now. He's gonna buy the 2 broadswords here and put that delivery out. So he's gonna have the Rune Cleaver by about the 13-minute mark. Gonna be pretty similar to the mock on Sandwraith. Sandwraith will be just behind as far as having a farming tool.
Sulfuras just picked up a sustainer, and I mean, that means he's going for Nullstone, definitely, but I'm not entirely sure that that is the best option, because you know for a fact that Mbapingu is going to be going a Resto Stone. And then you're spending 4.2k gold on an item that's going to be completely nullified. So I would rather see items like a tablet to help his teammates get away from it, rather than a Nullstone, which can be kind of seen as, you know, a very personal item. It's very, like, getting yourself to be safe, but you're a Sulfuras, so you don't really need to portal key anywhere anyways.
Yeah, no, it's Nullstone against a Sandwraith is always it's always interesting to me as top lane speaking of Sandwraith. They are going to get this tower kill finally, and actually Volca also going to fall. To be fair, TPs were coming in, but they ended up canceling. They saw Tempest there. Now he does not have an Elemental Void actually, but they were just too scared to help at that time. So he goes down, tower kill as well. Huge once again for WOP Dash. Mock is finished now and being delivered. But yeah, kind of going to your point a little bit more, it's like unless you get multiple Nullstones on your team, like 3, then it just feels like it's not really accomplishing enough. Like you point out, it's a very selfish item for Lord Sulfuras here. It's not
I tried to not use that word, but yeah.
It is. I mean, it is really with the logic that we're getting at as Haxerin goes down.
He must have just blinked.
Yeah, you know, I was watching the rune spot and they just ran away, so I didn't think anything was actually happening, but they got Magebane. That is huge. WOP Dash really, really working now with that kill. So there's a portal key.
Portal key on Cookies. Okay, I don't question it. How did he do that? I don't know. 14 minutes.
Yeah. They
didn't even take that many towers, and he still has such an early portal key. But yeah,
Well,
this looks to be going the right way for WOP. But saying that, Lord Sulphur is looking for a kill. But yeah, I personally don't really agree with the no stun. It's safe to say that, like, I would say even a Storm Spirit or a Tablet to get people away from the Magnus ulti or the bubbles would be great and a lot cheaper.
yeah, so going the null stone, though, I mean, again, with the sustainer, it's pretty much guaranteed at this point. So we'll see how that really does help their cause and help him in this game. But, yeah, I mean, Samwraith will still have those 4 other targets to be able to port to and spawn illusions on anyway. So when it comes to team fights, at least, it really isn't going to do a whole lot. It just might save Self-Force if he happens to be low somewhere as a Mirage is attempting to be used. So, but he is committing to it at this point. Haxorin, Whispering Helm is... Or actually, it could be the Abyssal Skull, I guess. Usually when you get the Hungry Spirit, though, it's probably the Whispering Helm.
I mean, Abyssal Skull isn't out of the question, but it just feels like no Mage Bane has picked that up in the last, I don't know how many years.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah, there we go, Whispering Helm.
So, going the lifesteal route. Now, that's... I don't want to say unique by any means, but that's not typical. He usually goes the Firebrand or even the Shrunken to follow. Not usually a Whispering Helm right after. It seems like a very continuing farm as Sandwraith is he? Oh, they get the top lane, yeah.
No, but that was absolutely ridiculous. Bubbles TP'd with his Proto Key the moment that Tundra was ulting him. So Tundra did not get the ulti off, and Bubbles was able to finish off the Midas.
Okay.
It was such a close call.
You know, I actually did catch that on camera, but it didn't really register with me what just happened. So glad you really explained it pretty well right there. So, yeah, big plays indeed by Bubbles, whether it's coincidence or not. But he gets the kill and continues that. Again, the Mirage, he didn't even port to it either. Samwraith just simply helped with the illusion there. Figured no point to port if he's got the kill anyways.
Scouting purposes.
Yeah, that too. Mage Bane, he's going to be fine. Magnus stunned him with a portal key. I thought they might have been trying for a big play right there, but nope, just harassment it looks like. As he runs away.
It feels so close in this game though. Like both teams have like late game aspects and team fight aspects that I think this game can just go either way. I think Legion is a bit more oriented on ganking than the Hellborn is. I think Hellborn has superior team fight, but we'll just have to wait and see how fat the carries become. I think that's really going to decide who takes this game in the end.
Well, I want to go back to that real quickly. Speaking of that, I mean, again, Mage Bane, it's not the typical, I want to say. Going the Whispering Helm on top of the Rune Cleaver here, it is very farm heavy. Is this really a commitment of this is going to be a long game, you think?
Yeah, but I also like it versus Sandwraith because then you pretty much get rid of that early damage coming out from the ultimate. And, ooh, Magma's doing a really... Wow.
I got that, yeah.
And that's why you level your E on Mage Bane. Because it would have cancelled his portal key.
Oh, because of Steam Bath use, it would have done damage to him. Wow, that's an interesting idea. Okay.
At least one level.
Yeah. Oh, that's very fair. What's the aura? It's 800. Yeah, I want to say it should have been in range.
Yeah. He was on top of Magnus. He got stunned when he blinked in.
Yeah. Very good call. That's that's a little bit of an oversight there. I know Haxorin never gets Master of the Mantra, to be fair. Like, this is his style. He just goes stats.
Yeah.
So it's not unusual to see him doing this, but that's a very valid point for at least just getting 1 point in it. See what you're saying there.
I'm not sure it works versus Bubbles with take cover because, you're taking cover, so you shouldn't take any damage.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. Oh, Tempest getting caught up by the Rev Ward coming up from Serenia.
Just
but Sandwraith ulti.
Wrong time. They're looking to turn, though. Bubbles a bit careful of Magnus Eruption in the background. They already took out Midas Eruption. Oh, he's going to be gone on by Mage Bane, actually. So not doing a whole lot right there. And meanwhile, the Legion support coming in. Now Sandwraith is going to be picked off. So stopping that Magnus was actually pretty big by Mage Bane right there. And now he's going to finish off Empath on top of that. So it looked like it was going to be a solid fight for WOP Dash. It ends pretty well in the end for Sync Esports, actually. Mage Bane will continue to farm the Ancients now. So no Shrunken on Sandwraith going into that fight. You see he has the money now to finish it if he wants it. So, but could have been different if he had that, unfortunately.
Yeah, although he could be going staff, to be fair. Versus the Mage Bane, it's not the craziest idea.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, that's true.
But Yeah, Shrunken. The reason why I say he could be going staff is because I don't feel like Shrunken is the absolute best option versus Legion team. Of course, it'll stop Midas, but Midas is at this point right now that he'll pretty much almost die from the AoE damage alone, from Bubbles and Sandwraith if they manage to get him. And then on top of that, being able to disable Haxorn's Superior for just that long would be pretty big. It's 2 seconds for fair.
It's pretty strong, yeah. That actually is quite the enhancement. And the way he's not buying a Shrunken, I mean...
He could just be saving a buyback, but...
Yeah.
Oh, Magnus wants to go? No, he's not going to... Oh, there we go.
They are, yeah. You see, now, Samwith has the Undying on him, so he's being very careful with this. Yeah, he does not want to commit, because if he does, that could have been deadly. So, understandable, just for a support right there, it's really not worth that risk.
Also, a Monarch who can, you know, heal himself for that long.
Yeah.
It just gives so much time for the Legion team to respond.
Yep, did not want to go for it. Just falls back, and in the end, nobody dies from that cause. There again, the Undying on cooldown, but up at 35 seconds. Not the longest one, of course. Magnus Eruption will be up shortly. Now, he's still level 10. He is very close to level 11, actually, so ideally wants to get that level 11 before...
Top lane, Magebane is getting ulted.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's a solo ulti on Magebane right there, but very worth it if they get the kill. All the stun hits still, and he does go down.
Yeah, it was the Empath stun. Sandwraith Empath.
That was? Okay, I thought it was a Tempest.
Yeah, no.
Going off, too.
He used it at the start.
Okay.
But yeah, Sandwraith is going for the Frostwolf Skull. An item I completely overlooked.
True. Well, yeah, you just seen the Mighty Blade alone. You wouldn't suspect that, honestly, but that's a good point. Okay, yeah, he goes. Did he finish it? He did, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, especially with that kill there.
Oh, mid lane.
Not able to catch.
Yeah, Tundra's initiation is a bit wonky in that way that it's kind of slow.
Yeah.
Oh, nice ulti coming out from Tussie.
Big Calfield indeed. You see the cleansing winds from Monarch trying to help his team out a little bit. Not going to be enough, though. Tundra will still go down. Lord South Forest now on the run. Samurai chasing, though. Here comes Midas. There's a Chrysalis on a Samurai, or not the Chrysalis, the stun. Anyways, he's going to be fine. The Chrysalis on a South Forest. Not going to keep him alive in the end. It's level 3, but not enough. Monarch also going to be caught here, too. And that will be 4 kills. A hat trick for Imba Pingu, making an annihilation for the team. Or you call it a genocide, too. It's not annihilation for anyone.
An annihilation for the team.
There
I
you
was
go.
like, wait, break it, please.
Caught myself there. No,
Oh, yeah.
but genocide and WOP Dash, they're winning some huge fights here.
Yeah, that started off with a huge pickup on Magebane because honestly, Magebane just does so much in every point of the game.
Yeah.
All right, so Pingu. I mean, I'm still kind of curious whether he should be going Shrunken actually this game because Midas he really didn't get that much in there.
Yeah, no.
In terms of magic damage or anything.
He is going to have his portal key ideally in the near future, and that'll of course help him get those transmutes off and whatnot. But I guess, well, I mean, you could still be locked down by Tundra, right? So maybe there isn't a lot of South Forest, some of his damage. I think you can get away with it for sure. Like, obviously, he's not just going to get nothing in return. He's going to get other stuff. So I think this is a game where you could say, yeah, Shrunken's not necessary. Maybe a Geometer's Bane instead, if anything, for the defensive purpose.
Resto Stone would be a nice pickup, though, seeing as, you know, the No Stone on the Zelapt.
True.
Just to spite him, in a way.
Yeah, but as we're getting to earlier, I mean, even that, though, it's like, it's just not, you don't need to necessarily double ultimate him. Like, you're going to be able to get a target anyways in really these team fights. So
yeah, it's not like he has no one to jump. Here we go, ult going in, top lane.
Yep, that's an easy kill, just like we've seen now a couple times on Midas up here at the top. 0-7-0, not the friendliest of stats there for him,
He's doing my Parasite Suicide game.
Yeah, you can relate here, Shorkan.
I can relate, I can relate. That was a fun game, but that was sarcastic.
Yeah, it's tough times, unfortunately. And I know it's easier for people to criticize a player like this who's ringing for a top-tier team and being like, oh, man, that's the reason they're losing. It's, yeah, obviously the stats suggest that he's not doing too well. It was a difficult time with Todd. The Magnus early on caught him off guard. And, of course, not having Mickey doesn't help Sync, but think it's more to it than just that for sure. Sandwraith, he's going to get caught. So they got the tower kill,
dead.
but he's definitely dead. That's 5 heroes that make sure that he is dead. So, well, they finally kill Sandwraith. It's been a while. Yeah, that's a streak stopper there.
He still has 640 gold per minute, though, and it really doesn't hurt their lead all too much because they got the tower with it, and right now, because all 5 of them ported top, look at this bottom tower, free for Tussie to take as well.
Yep. You're right. It's odd to say, but killing the carry right there, it's not necessarily like that was a really big deal. It's just kind of like, okay, it's good to kill him, but a lot of negatives still happen there.
Mm-hmm.
For saying so, yeah, good job at WOP Dash, you know, making use of that. As you mentioned, all those TPs that came in, they figured, all right, we're going to freely push other lanes, and did that to the bottom. So 4,000 gold saved up on Sandwraith on top of that. So he's just fine.
I mean, I think he could even afford to just, instead of going really that ulti route and the resto route, where, yeah, he's going to go wingbow. I was just about to say. He's going to be able to go toe-to-toe with Magebane for a while, at least. With some team backup, he's going to be doing a lot of damage.
Or it could be a spiked Bola. We're not certain yet.
Not this again.
Never
It's
know.
the Arachna game all over again.
Yeah, no.
Oh wait, what was that? He got when he got the attack speed thing, and then ended up going Alchemist mods instead of.
Yeah. Well, that's the not the Thunderclaw, the Arclight Crown. Yeah.
No. If you go to Alchemist Bones, the Alacrity band.
What makes it?
Yeah, it's for Spiked Bola. It was for Spiked Bola as well. Yeah.
Is that for Spiked Bola? Okay. God, where am I
Yeah.
looking? I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Kind of looking through the shop. There we go. That's what I was trying to find. All right.
Tempest did go for a null stone, and it helps him survive right there.
Yeah, there you go. Good choice,
And
apparently.
it's the counter initiation from Tussie.
Oh, they are going in, aren't they? Midas, he's going to feel it off the bat. He goes down yet again off the bat. Tundra will go down as well. Lord Salforce also not going to help him there, unfortunately. Mageman, oh, it could be a big Mana Rift. No, a bigger Elemental Void. That's not going to be stopped. Nothing Monarch could do. Her stun's not up. The Mana Rift finally used. And actually, it does kill Sandwraith right there. So the Elemental Void, not enough lockdown. Apparently get the kill. Storm Spirit going to be coming out of Mageman as well. Is he going to survive through this? It looks like he is. The lifesteal's kicking in big time. Gets the kill on a Tempest right there, and that double damage route as well. He's going to chase down Empath now as well. Wow.
He's 1-5ing right now.
That was ridiculous. How did Mage win a hat trick? He kills Magnus at the end. What? Thank you, he says. Nice little
Yeah,
taunt
thank
there.
you. Okay. Is this a point where you say hashtag Magebane?
I
Because
mean,
this is absolutely ridiculous. They used the Tempest ultimate on him.
and it was a full duration. It wasn't stopped. I mean, it was a full duration. I just don't know how he survived. So it's almost like he has a symbol of rage.
The lifesteal.
Yeah, but it's a Whispering Helm lifesteal, which is good. But man, it was enough.
Well, it's 20% lifesteal, and every hit 250 damage.
Yeah, I guess
That's
so.
quite a bit. That's 50 HP.
I
per
guess
hit.
that's more. You know, I got the replay right here. In fact, yeah, they drop in about a quarter of his life, and then he comes out with a mana. I mean, that's why he comes out with a Mana Rift immediately on Sandwraith. It kills him instantly, and then without Sandwraith, they lose so much damage, of course, with him dead. So
The one thing that is, nice about having Resto Stone on a Sandwraith and Staff of the Master going that build is that you can also go a Sheep Stick, and then you already have the double sheep.
yeah,
Same story with as with Salamon. Yeah, that hero. You can get the double sheep.
yep. Salamon, we did see yesterday as well, despite those nerfs several times. Oh, you see initiation yet again. Sandwraith, Tundra
He's gonna
actually.
get ulti this time.
Yeah, he is locked down completely. Finally gets off with the Storm Spirit right there. Going to survive for now, but the Mana Rift securing it. So, seems like Sync's really all of a sudden got things together. But the lockdown especially, and Mageman especially, I guess more so, is just... He's getting to that scary mark now, clearly. Another kill on Sandwraith. Really a 2 for 2 right there, but obviously in favor of Sync because of who died throughout it.
This is just a case of Sync's, supporting cast being there to really focus down Impingu, whereas the supporting cast on WOP side, they're not really able to deal damage to Magebane because they're all magic damage. they have no other physical damage other than Impapingu hitting him with a Sandwraith, because that's what they need to bring him down. He's just got too much magic armor.
And with that mock change too, yeah, the revert back to magic damage rather than true damage. That's also, you know, having to deal with all that magic armor on Magebane.
Another double damage rune in the bottom lane.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
if Magebane picks this up, it feels like it could just be GG at that point.
Yeah. How much gold does he have? There we go, 5,600. I was expecting to see a lot and wasn't surprised.
Yeah, Wingbone now, and he's good to go. I think he can just pick it up as well. There's no reason for him to save money at this point because they're not at risk of losing base towers or anything.
Now, they don't know about this double damage rune yet. Monarch's heading over. If he sees it here, which he will.
He saw it for a slight second.
Yeah.
But, oh, smoke coming in from Tempest. They're going to find Monarch, so...
Chrysalis.
They're going to use...
Without Samurai porting in, I don't know if... Yeah, they definitely can. Okay, he does port in.
Yeah. But Magebane picked up the double damage.
Isn't that so? I mean, that's a support right there that just took 3 heroes, including a pretty farm Sandwraith, like 10 seconds to kill, as far as the whole sequence of that. So.
The bird is scouting the Sandwraith right now,
Yeah.
and oh, this could be bad.
Can he catch him? He can't really. Wingbow is being delivered. Okay,
Oh,
it is
that-
on him,
that-
actually. Yeah, he
what?
finds Magmus and immediately dies. Starts hitting him. That
And
double
wow,
damage.
oh no, I think Qzin has made a mistake. Or not?
Chasing, pops a shrunken. He says, come at me, bro. Tempest needs the Elemental Void to
Oh,
survive
by
here.
Empath. 3-shot
He
it.
just goes to Empath.
And
Easy
there's the
kill.
bird.
Tempest caught. He's going to go down. Magebane blinks in, gets that hat trick, gets the quad kill. Give him the annihilation, he says. And not going to get it. Samwraith runs away, as does Bubble. Samwraith bought back there. No, never mind, actually.
No, Magmus butt back
Magnus
there.
had. Okay. Samwraith survived. That's right.
Yeah. Sheep is now picked up on Bubbles, so I mean, they have that going for them, but Haxrin is out of control. They're going to take a free Kong right now, and then, you know, he can just pick up the symbol, and there's nothing stopping him from going uphill. That's really all they need to do in this game.
Yeah. I mean, the lifesteal's already been ridiculous with the Whispering Helm Hello, and now we throw a similar rage on there. Yeah, you're not killing this Magebane. He really is at that 1 versus 5 point then. Of being able to just kill your whole team, nothing you can really do about it kind of deal, so... Oh, well, the pause coming out here.
Yeah, I'm 100% sure it's a strat pause. How are they going to win this? And the only way I ever see them winning this is if they completely ignore the Magebane, somehow are able to kite him, and then, you know, deal with him as 5 heroes. I mean, just now they tried that as well. Didn't work, but they tried.
But it's, you know, Midas is kind of like the only target that's like a decent, easy kill for them. And, you know, that's kind of reflected in the stats. And not to pick on Volca, but again, having 10 deaths here, he's had a bit of a struggle. But I think that's evident because as far as the other heroes, like Monarch even has this main support, not only does he have decent farm with his items, but as we pointed out, the Chrysalis, it just makes it so difficult to actually kill him if he uses that on himself or whichever target for that matter they're trying to kill. So the idea of kiting, CCing the Magebane, and then killing other heroes, that's so hard in itself, unfortunately, when you have such a defensive support here in Monarch. So, yeah, no one's saying it's going to be easy. I definitely agree with what you're saying ultimately, but, man, this is not an easy task anymore for WOP Dash.
Yeah.
And after such a really
They
strong
were looking
start
so
for them.
good. They were looking so good in this game.
Yeah, they were.
They had everything going for them, but I'm not sure I should criticize the Frostwolf Skull, but I don't feel like it really has done that much for Sandwraith. And, you know, that item used to do a lot, but ever since the changes, that just makes people less tanky. I mean, it used to give 35 strength and 15 to all the other stats, plus just some, you know, HP bonus on top of it because of the things needed to build it.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So back then, I would definitely agree with Frostwolf Skull because it was just such a great way to counter Haxrin right now on his Magebane because you just slow his attack speed. But the Frostwolf right now, it doesn't not make him nearly tanky enough to really get the full use out of it, I think. I think it's better left for initiators, even like Bubbles, who need a slight boost in HP but can use the slow to a really good, you know, for a really good reason as well.
Yeah. That's very valid there. It's not the tank up tool anymore that it definitely used to be. It is more that initiated and really on the same rate. That's especially as his first item. I mean, I guess Mach was technically his first, but yeah, getting that to follow up. And we have seen what they've clearly been lacking most throughout these couple of fights is the damage output. Even with that lockdown on Magebane, they were not able to do enough to kill him in the previous fight. So
I think that's also why I agree with the Whispering Helm so much more in this game, because Magebane is just securing the late game.
Yeah.
He's making sure that he can survive the lockdown and the bursts coming out from the Hellborn team, and after that he just heals up to full. The sustain is enough to warrant even just the Whispering Helm.
Well, again, that Symbol of Rage is now going to be coming shortly. 3,500 gold saved up.
Yeah. I like the same reason why Whispering Helm is now, like, why Frostwolf is bad is also the reason why Whispering Helm is better on Magebane, I think.
Yeah.
It also makes you tankier when you finally have the Symbol of Rage.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's what people were always going for with the Frostwolf pickup on Magebane, to just get as tanky as you could and to make sure people can't, kite you.
Mm-hmm. Good news, too, for Magebane. He does have level 4 Master of the Mantra, because he had to.
Because he had to. But the reason I think Sync is now, they were, of course, struggling at the start, but they really secure, mid lane, Magnus dead. But the way they secured this game, in my opinion, is having enough vision for Haxorn to farm. They have the bird, they have the Monarch Wards. And that gives them enough in order for Magebane to just feel safe wherever he's farming, because they know where the enemy team is at most points.
You just see this, like, WOP Dash is, I mean, they can't just give up every single, but like, sure, I guess one set of racks is understandable, but yeah, they're going to go right down bottom, and they definitely need to try to defend this. They can't just give this up.
Oh no, Bubbles.
Bubbles caught the Elemental Void, though, but again, the damage is just not nearly enough. Follow-up, Sheepstick going to be used on Magebane. He's just not dying, though. Chrysalis comes out, he's still at full life, for that matter. So they lock them down that whole time, but they really just get no damage follow-up. Meanwhile, 3 heroes are dead. Empath, Samurai, the only 2 surviving. I think WOP Dash may have to throw in the towel here soon. In fact, there we go. GG, well played. Game 1. We'll go to Sync Esports here in this 2-game series. So, yeah, it was a great start. Really good effort there from WOP Dash early in the game especially, but the damage output just simply wasn't enough to slow down and kill Magebane.
Yeah.
And then he got out of control.